welcome back to our community. I sound like a talk show host. Wedding arc continued. It is a Thursday, so workouts I've done so far this week. Monday, I did upper body in the gym with a program that my trainer had come up with for me. Tuesday, I did a 3-mile run. Yesterday was Wednesday, which is usually full body day with my personal trainer, but we did, other than hip thrusts, we did mainly upper body. We're trying to like really tone the upper body. Because obviously, like in a wedding dress and everything, you're more focused, I feel like, on the upper body. Usually your bottom half is not shown, and I think from running and Megaformer, and I'm supposed to be doing 1 leg day a week, like it's enough legs. Like when I'm with her, I'd actually rather extra upper body. Putting some sun visor on my face, and today I feel like I always say I'm doing 2 workouts today, and I never end up doing the second one, so we'll see. I think I'm gonna do, Thursdays are always like, I can do a speed workout, or I can do Megaformer. It's kind of like a free-for-all between, you know, all my workouts that are not strength in the gym. So I think I'm gonna do a Megaformer and a run, like a brief run, like 3 miles, because I'm trying to get some more miles in, and I don't know, like I just had my period and I'm just feeling like I want to run. It's been actually a really great outlet for me during wedding planning stress. So we're gonna do a little bit of both, and then tomorrow's lower body day, and then we have a long run day Saturday. So that's the plan. I did just want to call out, I showered last night, and I feel like my waves came out really nice with these 2 new products that I used last night. I had never used this brand before, but it was gifted to me, so I was like, let me only use these products so I can see, you know what I mean, like not mix it with my Crown Affair or other stuff that I use, and like just see how I like this brand. So it's 3-in-1 leave-in conditioner. I sprayed this after the shower, and then once I brushed that out, I did this air dry cream, which reduces frizz, smooths it, all that, enhances natural texture. I swear to God, it did exactly that. It's a little smoother, but also still like textured, and there's no frizz. So shout out to this brand, because I'm amazed, but I'm about to ruin it because we're gonna work out. Because I'm doing a lot of working out today, let's go make some electrolytes. Because honestly, I feel a little dehydrated. I feel like I drink more coffee than I do water. So let's do like a little electrolyte beverage and sign up for, I think I'm gonna do, it's almost 8 a.m. I think I'm gonna do the 8:30 a.m. Megaformer, and then wear my running sneakers there, and hopefully get out for a run right after. We'll see if I can actually do that. If I feel a little fatigued or something, I won't, but let's try it. Let's see if we can do it. Because if I can do it once, then I'm more likely to do it in the future, because it's like proving to myself that I can totally do it. So we'll see. If it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. Okay, I'm gonna make an electrolyte situation. I kind of wanna also, I've been loving this pre-workout from Gainful. It's caffeine free, but it has beta-alanine, which if you've been watching for a while, I was on a huge beta-alanine kick during marathon training. Like, I love it. It just puts me into beast mode. So I might do that with electrolytes. You're supposed to hydrate with a lot of water. You know what, maybe I'll do that a little after. I think I need to just do electrolytes, because then it's too many flavors. All my electrolytes are flavored. Thorn, watermelon today, and then the Gainful one's berry. So I feel like I didn't want to mix them. I am really hungry. I had a banana, but apparently that wasn't enough. And I'm about to do a lot of working out, so I need to figure something out in the next 30 minutes to eat, because I don't really have anything here. Get some Armra in there. Delish. We are literally out of everything, so I guess I'll just have 2 eggs for some protein to hold me over. I don't know what to do. Ideally, I've been having Greek yogurt with protein powder, and it really holds me over. However, I'm all out. No. I'm gonna leave very early for this class and pick up a bar and like eat it on the way. Maybe at Bobo's or something to hold me over for all the workouts. That's what we're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna go pick up a Bobo's bar and eat half of it. They're really dense, but it's basically like oatmeal in a bar. And head over to SLT, and we'll see if I can get that run in at some point. All right, they didn't have Bobo's, so I gotta go macro. And now we're here. All right, I'm starving again, so we're gonna go get a smoothie, and I'll pick one up for Ethan too, because I just locked him out of our apartment by accident, so I'm gonna need him to forgive me for that. All right, a little grocery haul. I'm like shaking, so hungry. Obviously that run is not happening. I should learn by now. I got Ezekiel cereal. I love eating this with like berries and milk, or just putting it as extra fiber in my Greek yogurts. I got an avocado tuna salad. They use avocado instead of like mayonnaise. Organic kiwi and strawberries. We never pay for pre-cut fruit, but I am like shaky and freaking out, and I just needed to do it. Romaine, some Siggy's Greek yogurt, because we're out of yogurt. And then we are gonna be away. So again, I usually air fry grilled chicken at home from scratch, but this was like a pre-packaged kind of day. So we got grilled chicken, and now I'm just gonna have a smorgasbord of things. I have cucumber in the fridge. Maybe we'll make some lettuce cups with this stuff. Who knows? I'm like dying here. I don't know why I'm so hungry. All right, just been working for a few hours, and it is the end of the day, and we're going for acupuncture. So I've gone to acupuncture a bunch because I find it really helps me with PMS, nervous system regulation, like all things kind of emotional and anxiety. It really helps when I'm PMSing. However, I have never used it for any sort of like physical pain. Actually, that's not true. I had used it for IBS once or twice, but I've never consistently gone for like a physical pain. And I have like rounded shoulders. It affects my posture, and it all stems from having really tight traps. Like my left shoulder pikes up at all times because I have a muscular imbalance because of my tight traps. So it's all connected, and learned that some acupuncturists also are licensed massage therapists and focus on more muscular issues and can help with that. So I figured I'd try it because I love going to Within and it's relaxing, but then it can also help me leading up to the wedding. Just with all the extra upper body work I've been doing, it's really been affecting me. So let's see if this is something we're gonna add to our wedding arc. Forgot to record my morning, but I got my nails done. I was kind of trying out possible wedding nails. I'm not sold on them, but I mailed out my wedding invitations, and that is the main thing I want to talk about. Is like I really felt the joy, and it's starting to hit me that my wedding is coming up to someone I've been envisioning marrying for 13 years. If you're new here, he's my high school sweetheart. And so I'm finally allowing that joy and excitement to sink in, and I feel like it's really sticking, and I really do feel I kind of want to like get into a whole chat about this, but I'll just finish with the last tip of what I did today. Actually, is I'm listening to a podcast for work, and I'm doing Bridal Arms by Gabby George. It's a little TikTok series. She does like 7-minute sculpt workouts for your arms, and I find it so great to like, if you have to watch something for work or just like take a lunch break, whatever, watch a YouTube video, watching TV at night, I like lift my standing desk and I just put her on TikTok and I mute her. I'm fully watching or listening to something else, and I'm just like following along. That's a little tip for the wedding arc, but let's have a little debrief on how I have got into this positive place. Let's sit down. I try to keep it moving in these vlogs these days, but we need a mental health moment. So I really went into wedding planning. Honestly, there's probably TikToks that you can find where I was like, brides are so negative. That's never gonna be me, because I have full perspective, like that this is about me and Ethan. I'm not gonna get carried away with comparison or anything like that. Like I'm gonna be the chillest ever. And to be honest, mostly that is true. What has stressed me out is not the actual planning. I have a planner. I actually have a million tips that I can get into for how to not allow the planning to stress you out, and like things I did to allow me to get to this place. Wow, I'm like feeling a wave of gratitude right now for myself. I know I did this intentionally, but I'm finally watching it pay off, where I've gotten so much done and set up so many systems to allow me to, the goal was to like hopefully enjoy like the week of and like not be stressed, but I am 2 months out and feel like I can finally feel the joy and get excited. And if you asked me even 3 weeks ago, I would have been like, no, I'm probably gonna be negative till literally the day of. It's gonna ruin my wedding day. Like I'm gonna, like, this has tainted my wedding. Like thinking that, just like having such a pity party for myself for so many reasons. There's so many layers. There's like one, almost like the grief of the fantasy you had, you know, of your wedding growing up. If you're someone like me, I am that like stereotypical girl. And prices have just gotten out of control and absolutely insane. And once you start to really dive into budget and what things cost, sorry, sometimes people watch me film and I get like weird. It can be really discouraging, and you're like, do I have to sacrifice my entire dream wedding? Like I made everyone make it work to be upstate, but then am I even executing my actual vision? Why did I do upstate? I could have just had it cheaper. Like should have eloped. I'm too deep in now. I've already made deposits. Like the grief of the fantasy you always had, and then it ending up being like not that because you're so overwhelmed by the finances of it all is really honestly sad. So that was part of it. There's so many layers. So I just thought all of it, family dynamics, finances, was gonna like ruin the whole thing, to be quite honest. And I allowed myself the pity party when I needed it. I think it's really important. Therapy was like a freaking lifesaver. But the last time I went to the venue, I really was able to realize like, wow, I stuck true to my vision. Like so many of my meltdowns were around other people maybe making me feel like I made wrong decisions or didn't know what I was doing. You know, I should have involved people more, and maybe I would have, you know, more people would have like contributed or whatever, and then I could have like you start to overthink everything. And then I realized, wow, I stuck true to everything I wanted. I did not want to ask anyone for a single penny more. I knew that I could execute my vision and make it work, and I knew that I would feel so icky the next morning if I woke up and was like, wow, I took like all these people's money, my money, and like to make this absurd, obnoxious wedding for one night. Like I know myself and my values and my core, and I would have felt icky about that. Now, still spending a fuck ton of money. However, I didn't go totally overboard, and I'm so proud of myself because I actually have learned so much about finances in the process and was able to save so much of my own money that even if I had my wedding last year, I wouldn't have been able to contribute. I had literally turned my entire financial situation upside down. I switched jobs, all the things, started my own business, you know, learned how to put money away in a savings account and all the things. That's simple, but you know what I mean. And really figured out like how to make it work so that I don't have to ask anyone for a single penny more. If I want the extra whatever, because it's important to me, extra hors d'oeuvre, extra whatever, like I can make that financial call on my own, because whatever family is contributing, they've told me what they're comfortable contributing, and I'm so grateful. And then anything extra, like I am capable of paying for. And so I feel really good about that. And most of the hard conversations and hard decisions are kind of done. And I'm not overwhelmed by a million things I have to do, because this is my number one tip. About a year out, I started asking people, like friends who had gotten married, what are like the little things? Because I kept hearing that like, oh my God, all the little things the week of that like I didn't think to do. Like everyone's biggest advice was like, get things done in the lulls, in the downtime, get things done. And I would always ask people like, what do you mean? Like what is there to get done? If there's like a lull, you know, 7 months out or whatever with nothing to do, like what am I supposed to be filling it with? Like give me specifics. So everyone would tell me the things that they didn't do. Like get cocktail napkins, get the matchbooks. Like these are not necessities, but like all the custom little things, the reserved signs at the ceremony, like for your family, flip-flops if you want them, like all the things that are kind of an afterthought, get them done ahead of time. So I started to make a list of what people said they wish they did earlier. So I had a running list on my computer of things that like, even just like the bowls for the matchbooks, like every little thing that I possibly thought of, I had a running list on a sticky note on my computer for over a year. And anytime I was watching TV or chilling and just like wanted to be a little productive, I'd go on Amazon, I'd order a few things, and I shipped it to my parents' house. And so my childhood bedroom in my parents' house is now just filled with all these random things, baskets, blankets for the campfire outside, like all these little random things I've thought of. It has spread out my financial burden and allowed me to just not be so overwhelmed by all these little things. So now with 2 months out, it's really like getting ready outfits, accessories for all my outfits. I have to do like the seating chart, the signage, like honestly the bigger things. And that I can like stomach more than all these a million little things to do. So I think allowing myself to get ahead of it has really helped. And then also just like taking a step back and realizing we're 2 months out from the wedding, your vision is being executed, everything's gonna work out. And like now I can just kind of get into like bridal mode and do the fun stuff. So I hope that helps if you're a bride and watching. And also honestly, all of the taking care of yourself that you're doing, unless, you know, some people get a little toxic with it, but all of the like prioritizing self-care, like going to acupuncture, like things that I maybe wouldn't have prioritized if my wedding wasn't coming up, I think also really contribute to your mental health. Like feeling like, oh, I can splurge on the personal trainer because it's my wedding, or like, I know that's so silly, but just things like that I think have also like it contributes. So I'm sure a few more conflicts will come up, you know, about like who's walking down the aisle and all those little things that I should probably figure out, but I'm holding on to this joy. And I have told myself that anything that comes up where someone says something that might start a conflict or whatever, I'm gonna make a joke of it and be like, nope, no more negativity. Like my therapist always says, picture like plexiglass, like it's their stuff, you don't need it. So I hope that helped any bride. Please comment below anything you wish, if you're a past bride, anything that you wish you ordered or handled ahead of time, like I just said. And if you are a current bride, what is your biggest piece of advice of something that's helping you find joy in planning? Because I think for me, to round it all out, it's been getting ahead of the little tasks and sticking true to my gut the whole time, even though it led to so many meltdowns where I questioned myself. I stuck to my gut, and I think now 2 months out, I can really like see the bigger picture and just tune in. So I started doing like a countdown in the kitchen every morning. I like erase it on the whiteboard and I make it one day less, and just little things like that to kind of like tap into my younger self who would have really wanted to be excited and like find the joy. Also, like while I'm running, I listen to music and I picture myself like dancing with my friends at my wedding. So visualizations, leaning into the countdown of it all, and like taking a moment. When I went to mail my invitations this morning, I was like listening to wedding music and visualizing and just like really allowing myself to tap in and just like, you're mailing out your wedding invitations right now, like whoa. So I think that's important leading up. I think we deserve, after a hell of a year, or if you're like me, almost 2 years of planning, we deserve to tap back into the joy. So if anything resonated, let me know. Subscribe if you're new. I love you so much. And I will see you in the next episode of Wedding Arc.